Good afternoon, and welcome back to the 2018 Quidditch Canada National Championships. My name is Calder Schweitzer.
And my name is Isaiah.
And this matchup we're going to see today is the Guelph Gryphons versus Université de Montréal, or UDEM for the Anglophones, the painfully Anglophones such as myself.
Yes, UDEM.
This should be a really interesting matchup. These two teams, both coming from Pool B, which has been colloquially referred to as the Death Pool, mostly because it's arguably the three most evenly matched teams in the league. This pool could really go anywhere, and so could this game.
Yeah, and UDM and Guelph have faced off before, actually, at the Eastern Regionals, where it was a very close match where Guelph came out. Sorry, that's incorrect. Where UDM came out just by a hair and beat them for third place at Eastern Regionals.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a grudge match coming back between these two teams, but at this point it's anyone's game, and I wouldn't be surprised if this one comes down to snitch range.
No, I feel like this will be a very, very close game, Calder.
Guelph is kind of notorious for playing snitch range games. I think there was some statistic that someone told me that said that Guelph has played more games in snitch range than some teams have played games, period.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not sure the actual numbers, but it's quite a few, and I don't know, it seems to be seems to go in our favor a few times, but definitely has been a sore spot for us a little bit.
Yeah, I do not doubt that. But
so with that, the players are lined up, and quick call on the Guelph bench, or on the Guelph lineup to move back a little bit, but looks like everybody's getting ready for brooms up as the HR.
Yes, we're about to be in for quite the show, folks.
Yep, ready check is up, and we are underway.
And brooms are up.
Quaffle! Oh, a tussle for the Quaffle right in the middle. It's going to get picked up by a UDEM chaser. Oh, a pass behind the hoops. It's just going to go north of the chaser's hand. It's going to get picked up by keeper Brian Melchior. Turnover in favor of Guelph. No goal in the play. And that's interesting because a lot of the time you will see people score off that play because it's a natural no-bludger situation a lot of the time.
But it was also it's odd seeing such a vicious fight for the bludger right in the middle of the pitch.
Definitely.
That is quite the sight.
There was so much speed coming out of both teams. It is interesting seeing them both get there at the same time, see what happens.
Yeah.
We see keeper Brian Melchior, number 22, now coming up. Seeing some resistance from the chaser number 8 on UDEM. Gonna fight through a little bit. Quick offload to Riley Dwyer, who's gonna bump right into number 4. Oh, he's gonna get stripped, number 4. He's gonna pick it up. It's up to David Liver to stop it. Oh, he breaks the tackle, and that's 10 points up for UDEM.
Quite the impressive breakaway by the UDM chaser. Or sorry, keeper, my apologies. So that is 10-0 for UDM, and UDM has bludger control right now. Already, we're seeing how fast of a game this will be.
Yeah.
A lot of quick plays on both sides already.
Guelph subbing in a couple of new beaters. Veteran players, Matt McVeigh and Sam Chomik coming in. A very dynamic beater pair. Lot of experience between the two of them. As we see Brian Melchior now coming up, looking for a lane. The point chaser's going to get beat away, and Ryan's going to make a run. It's going to be a shot. It's going to be north of the hoop, but it's in the hands of Nicole Berdusco, who's going to, it's going to be blocked by number 5, keeper on UDEM. There's a tussle on the ground for it. It's anybody's ball. It's keeper ball
UDM
now.
Keeper running down with a quaffle, tackles Guelph chaser, goes fast for the hoops, and it's good. Another goal for UDM.
A flying dunk puts UDM up 20-0 in this game.
So, Calder, what do you think of UDM's strategy so far of kind of rushing at the hoops and then passing back and getting them in from behind?
It's certainly one that Guelph is experienced playing against. Guelph, of course, being known as a very physical team. Not afraid to play the body, a team that, especially the bench, really feeds off of big hits. So looking at these runs, it's definitely smart by UDEM to get that speed and use the speed to their advantage, but it also opens them up to the potential for Guelph to get really fired up if someone makes a good tackle.
That is true. I agree strongly.
Oh, that's not going to be the case, though, as number 7, Tyler Wagler misses a tackle. It's going to be in the hands of the UDEM chaser, who's looking for an option. We see number 6 coming around the side. It's going to go right in the hands of Denver Staines, keeper number 1 and head coach of Guelph Quidditch. Now bringing it up.
And the players take their spots, and Guelph slowly advances the quaffle.
taking their sweet time. We see some aggressive point chasing from number 42 on UDEM.
But
the
he's
Beaters now coming right up, playing very aggressively.
Yes, UDM is really using that bludgeon control to put pressure on Guelph and keep them at bay.
Number 12 coming around looking for a sneaky beat. It's just going to be shy of Denver's foot, who's going to come around. He's looking for the hoops, and it's going to go in.
It's a goal for Guelph. The score is now 10-20 for UDM. Oh, but UDM with the fast break. Oh,
massive hit by Tyler Wagler, sending him right to the ground. There's going to be a double whistle on that play. Yes, I'm being told by Matthew McVeigh, beater number 99 on Guelph, that was in fact 2 tackles. Excellent counting, McVeigh.
And the referees are now deliberating. Now we wait.
Looks like there's no call in the play.
And play has resumed.
Possession goes back to the UDEM keeper, is going to bring it up. Guelph now resetting their defense as UDEM comes toward half. Both beaters hugging very close to the keeper now.
Yeah,
beating out the point chaser. Zach McDonald looks to make something happen. Oh, there's a missed tackle as the number 4 is coming around. Keeper, quick pass out to the small hoop.
Excellent.
It's going to be blocked.
Excellent block by Guelph at the hoops.
Denver Staines now pouncing on that ball, hanging on to it for keeper protection.
Again, UDM with the offensive moves, but it does not pay off.
This is kind of a staple of UDM's their game plan. Very, very aggressive.
Very aggressive.
Trying to lock the Guelph team down by their hoops even. A strategy we've seen employed by Guelph's B team, actually, Royal City, in one of the first games of the day. Seem to be quite effective when it works, but if you got beaters there that are prowess and that are very good at what they do, then it's an easy strategy to shut down.
I agree. Yeah, very much so. Very much so.
So we see beats coming out,
and the quaffle is now loose.
Quaffle's going to change hands. There's not a chaser around as we see finally Shalondra Wood come up
and now
hand it off to Ryan.
Yes, Guelph finally once again has the quaffle and advances with the help of the beater. Although I must say that UDM has done a good job of keeping BS during this game.
Looks like there's a call on the play. Unsure what the call is at this time, but it looks like it could be against keeper number 3, Ryan Yee, on Guelph.
Yeah, it's a bit hard to tell what's happening from this far away, but we shall know shortly.
So far, I think the predictions have been holding true. The game is very close. I was going to finish, but that's a call for against Ryan Yee for a mouthguard malfunction. Looks like he's got it in his mouth. Maybe it's I don't know, fell out of his mouth or something. I'm not 100% sure.
Maybe not in all the way. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, to be honest, that's the first time I've heard that call.
Yeah,
but
same.
That's a very important rule, instituted a couple of years ago.
Yeah, it's very important for safety, but that is the first time I've ever heard somebody called out for a mouthguard malfunction.
Mm-hmm. So you see Quaffle now in the hands of keeper number 22, Brian Melchior, getting defended by his beaters there.
Guelph slowly advancing the quaffle with the assistance again of the beater. Oh, the keeper of Guelph looking for that hole to get through to the UDM hoops. Runs around the back.
Oh, it's going to get picked up by UDEM, promptly dropped, pounced on by Brian Melchior. It's going to be in the keeper's hands. That's going to be protection. UDM looking for a quick line change now.
Yes, UDM now switching its lines.
It's a warning at UDM for a delay of game, failing to advance the quaffle as we see them now coming up. Oh, a big pass out to number 0, who's going to swat it away with one hand.
Yes, the pass by UDM did not quite connect.
We see now the ball is in Guelph possession. Moving up. Beater Sam Wyman now, number 10. Moving up, she has moved over from Royal City this year and has been doing very well with the new team. Very strong beater, has brought a lot to the team. So we see, a long pass by Brian Melchior to Brad Connolly, number 73, who's going to put it through the hoops.
And that's a
10 points up for Guelph. Double whistle on the play. We're going to confirm that the goal is good before changing the scoreboard here.
But if so, that was an amazing play by Guelph, I must say.
Quick pass, and you see those long passes have not been working very well today.
But this time it paid off.
The goal is disallowed.
The score is still 20-10 for UDM. The goal is no good.
With the temperature being what it is and the wind gusting up to 80 kilometers an hour today, it's going to be a very hero bally kind of a game. Lots of charges, lots of crashing the hoops as we see UDM now coming up after a couple of good tackles on the side of Guelph, still recovering. We see beater number 5 is attempting to make the beat, but it's going to get blocked. And this UDM chaser is run through most of the Guelph team, but there's a double play on the whistle. We'll see if the goal is disallowed. Looks like the head ref is talking. Looks like a back to hoops call potentially.
Until I see.
It's the hearing now. That's the last warning for play after the beat for that UDM chaser.
And play has resumed.
So we see the ball, the quaffle in the hands of Brian Melchior, who's going to go. There's a beater there. He doesn't care. He's going to take a shot, and the goal
and the
good.
Goal is good. Score 20-20, dead even for Guelph and UDM on this fine day in Hamilton, Ontario.
Quaffle now being brought up by the UDM keeper, number 15, Felix Tremblay. Going to make a pass. It's just going to go wide of the receiver, out of bounds, turnover in favor of Guelph. Some beater action going on here now between Michael Gomes and the UDM
this is Guelph's chance to get beater control for the first time this game. And yes, Guelph now has bludgeon superiority.
And Michael Gomes making a bit of a risky beat. Looks like he's going to maintain possession.
Yeah,
that's going to try and open up a lane for the Guelph Chasers. And there's going to be a bit of a drop here. Quick pass off to number 14. Ryan Fox, the man, the animal, is going to look for a pass to the Italian stallion. Daniel going to the ground, looking to start a scrum. Is going to get picked up by number 5.
But it's no good, unfortunately.
No goal on the play, despite Guelph's best efforts, as UDM is now looking to answer.
Yes. But once Guelph got that bludgeon control, they were very aggressive with using those bludgeons against UDM.
Felix Tremblay spinning out of a tackle, making a shot. No receiver in sight, and it's going to go turnover in favor of Guelph. No beater situation as we see Denver Staines charging down the pitch, looking to make something happen, looking to crash those hoops like he does so well. Oh, looks like he got tripped over something as he's looking for a shot. Doesn't quite make it. No receiver
good.
in sight. It's going to get picked up by Daniel. Number 33, the Italian stallion, looking for a goal. Gonna look at those tall hoops. No,
it's no
just
good.
West of the hoops.
Oh, play has been stopped once again.
Bit of aggression from chaser number 42 on UDM.
But I think our prediction that this will be a close, intense game is proven correct.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of action and a lot of intensity from both sides today.
Some deliberations happening on the pitch, but it looks like play is going to be resuming.
Yep, and play has resumed. UDM with possession of the quaffle, and Guelph with control of the bludgers.
UDM beating out Lisa Tubb, the point defender here, looking for someone to step up. Oh, Matt McVeigh going to take
nice
a
beat by UDM.
That could cost some bludgeon superiority, but the quaffle is going to go right in the hands of Denver Staines.
Yes, and UDM now has bludgeon control.
Staines now passing up to Berdusco, who's going to take another quick shot to David Liver. Number 76 looking to make something happen. Quick shot to Riley Dwyer, who's going to look for a lane, and he finds it. He's running up. He sees green grass. Oh, he's going to get arm grab, and he's going to break through it, looking for a shot. Pass out to Nicole Berdusco, looking to put it through the little hoop. Meets resistance as it hits the ground again. It's picked up again by Riley Dwyer. He wants to crash this hoop. It goes to David Liver. It's on the ground. It's anyone's ball, and a double whistle on the play.
I wonder what that call was for. A lot was going on. It's hard to keep track. The pool of death, indeed.
So we've seen a few stoppages so far. It of course is hurts the momentum of the game, but it is very important to make sure the refs are making accurate and correct calls.
Oh yes, of course.
So it's commends to the ref squad here for deliberating and making sure they're making the right calls. Looks like there's a card in the hand of the head ref.
A yellow for UDM player number 99.
Yeah, and there's the call. That's the arm grab that we witnessed earlier on the hero ball.
No, but the refs here are being very careful, taking their time and making sure that they're making their correct calls.
So we see Riley Dwyer now looking for the hoops. He's going to knock it over. He throws it so hard. It's going to get picked up by UDEM. Coming around the right side of the pitch. Oh, making a quick cross pass all the way to number 5. Keeper who's going to bounce it briefly before taking a beat. Riley Dwyer now has the quaffle. He's looking for a goal. He's going to take the beat, and it's going to be recovered by UDEM.
Oh, UDEM with the fast advance with the keeper. Keeper advancing the quaffle down the pitch before slowing the game down a little bit.
There's so much back and forth between these teams. It's interesting to see UDEM now slowing it down, looking for a cross pass, just going to be wide of the receiver. Riley Dwyer has
Guelph
nobody in front of him.
Oh, it's a
He's
clean
got
sweep
green
for
grass.
Guelph.
He's going to score. Riley
And he
Dwyer,
does it.
10 points up for Guelph, and they take the lead.
The score is now 30-20 for Guelph in the lead. I think we're seeing a match between two very evenly ranked teams here today.
A very low-scoring game as well for being 11 minutes in.
Very low, but also very intense, I must say.
I think you can attribute to that to both of these teams being fierce defenders.
Yes, yes.
Guelph, of course, leading the league for least goals against, or something, or most games with no goals against, something like that. Overall, just a very defensive team, and so is UDEM with their size, and they have very good tackling prowess. Both teams impenetrable defenses, looking to win this fight.
Yes, once the enemy team gets close to the hoops, like it's a very intense match to keep away the play with the quaffle. And both teams are doing an excellent job on the defense as well as on the offense. And
ultimately what it's going to come down to is which team can capitalize better on the other team's mistakes, as we just saw with Riley's 10 points there. That was an unfortunate mistake by UDEM, easily capitalized upon by Guelph. And that's honestly what I think this game is going to come down to. As we see number 100, Jer Bear, coming up with the quaffle, looking to make a pass, looking for an option. Stutter stepping a little bit before making a lane for himself. Shooting, it goes just north of the hoops. It's going to get picked up by Brian Melchior. Going to get knocked out of his hand. Oh, to Tyrone Wagler. He's off his broom. Gets picked up by the keeper, claiming keeper protection. No goal on the play once again. And there we are, another stellar example of UDEM's defense.
Yes, just an ironclad defense on UDM. Looks like a call is being made against the Guelph keeper, I imagine for deflecting.
It's a yellow card for Brian Melchior, keeper number 22 on Guelph, for an intentional redirect of the bludger. For those of you who may not know, when you get beat, you are not permitted to try and make the bludger bounce in a strange way or away from the beater. You just have to let it happen. So that's going to earn them a yellow card, and Guelph's going to be playing handicap now as we see a quick pass behind the hoops. And not going to quite make it as Tyrone Wagler, the sit-in keeper, is going to pick it up. looking to make something happen. Walking nice and slow, killing this penalty, but this is where that aggressive point chasing from UDEM comes in. Tyrone Wagler is going to see an opportunity. He's going to come around looking for an option. Going to run into his beater, who's going to beat the person on him. Quick pass out to number 100, Jeremy, as it's going to get recovered by UDEM.
And UDM is now switching their lines. Also, I feel like this is a game that will be decided by the Snitch catch.
Yeah,
Guelph
coming back to full strength in 10 seconds. If the Guelph defense can just hold out until then. But we see Felix Tremblay charging through. It's going to be good through the middle hoop.
Another point for UDM. The score is now tied once again at 30-30 for both teams.
We see the death pool striking again as this game is incredibly close. I think you're right in saying it's going to come down to a snitch catch.
Yeah, at this rate, the teams are just too evenly matched.
Both teams also having dominant seeking games. This is going to be a thrilling one. You're going to be wanting to watch that seeker game.
Yes, indeed.
This is Brian Melchior coming around, now sporting the white headband. Going to pass it off to Denver Staines, who's going to make a quick dip, and a shot is going to go through the tall hoop. Guelph answering the goal very quickly, now up 10.
Oh, but UDM wasting no time. It runs down the pitch.
Going to run into resistance from Jeremy, who's going to spin him around just enough to tie him up. There's going to be a call on the play. Going to call Jeremy, number 100, back to hoops. Quaffle still in possession of UDEM. Brian Melchior looking to stop him. Make a quick pass. Oh, and it's going to be intercepted by Brian, who's going to pass it back to the keeper, Denver Staines. Taking his time, making some time for a quick line change. See that aggressive number 5, aggressive point chaser coming back up again.
So Guelph aggressively advancing down the pitch. Guelph looking for a way to get through that UDM defense.
Guelph's beat is playing very far up at this time.
Yes, they are very far up.
Oh, as we see number 4, Josh Muscat, going to take a beat, but it's going to get picked up by number 23, Shalandra Wood, taking a tackle, but fighting her way through. Going to toss it back and reset it to number 73, Bradley Connolly, taking a beat. Quaffle now in the hands of the UDEM chaser. As we see a lot of beater play going on here. Who's going to come out of this with bludger superiority? It's unsure.
UDM is hungry for that goal.
Oh, and UDM is going to get
another goal for UDM. But a call is being made about the beaters, I do believe.
We're going to see if this goal is ruled good. I believe it is. But the referees are going to deliberate here. Yeah, that was quite the beater play. I couldn't follow it, but
oh, as a beater, that was a lot of what we call beater wars. A lot of beater on beater interaction there.
It's unfortunate because that stuff is really like it's highly athletic, and there's a lot of a lot of stuff to those kind of fights, but they're rarely seen on camera because so often quaffle play is followed.
Yes, beaters really are the unsung heroes of the game of Quidditch because it's all about points, but who has BS or control of the bludgers really can shift the tide of a game quite easily.
Especially that of course, being 100% more so once the snitch is out.
Exactly. Once the snitch is out, it's all about who has the most effective seeker-beater interaction on the snitch.
And in a game as close as this, we're going to see both teams essentially needing to commit a beater to the snitch to make sure that there isn't a lonely catch. So maintaining bludger superiority in that case is going to be even more is going to be even more important as we see a lot of shift towards a more hero ball and just a running game in these teams. Once there's fewer beaters interacting with the chasers, having that one quaffle is going to be an incredible.
Exactly, and a timeout has been called. But yeah, exactly as you were saying. Being down one bludger when the snitch is out is just a huge disadvantage for the team.
The call here being a yellow card. The goal ruled no good for a play after beat, and then a yellow card being issued to UDM for the same offense. That being called against blue number 3, Jesse Giroux.
For play after beat, correct?
Sorry?
For play after beat,
For
correct?
play after beat, yes.
Play after beat. But it's one heck of a match, folks. One heck of a match.
As we see a timeout. I'm not sure which team has called the timeout, but the teams are allowed one timeout while they have possession anytime before 17 minutes. After 17 minutes, there's no timeouts for either team. But as we see, the 10-second mark is called. They're going to do probably a quick cheer, remount, and restart and resume the game.
Yes.
1 minute up.
And as we're at 15:24, the Snitch will be coming out very soon, so I'm sure UDM is hungry to get back the control of the Bludgers.
Classy, Gala. Classy. Yeah, don't hit the fancy one. Okay, still 3-all. Wait, no, 4-3.
And the game is about to resume. And plays back on.
We see the quaffle in the hands of Guelph, also having bludgeon superiority. This is an advantage. But we see Denver Staines with somebody sneaking up behind him. View is a little bit blocked as we see, looks like Guelph maintains possession in the hands of Denver Staines. He's just looking to make something happen. Lane is opened up for him by the beaters. He's going to run into number 42. He's going to wrap him up. He doesn't care. He's putting it through that hoop no matter what happens. Guelph now up 20. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is the first time this game that there has been more than a 10-point differential.
That is correct, yes. But still very much within Snitch range. If UDM were to catch a Snitch right now, it would be a victory for UDM. So still anyone's game, honestly.
Makes the concept of a tie game a little more ambiguous in this as opposed to other sports.
Exactly. Even when you're ahead, you still can't get cocky or rush on your laurels because that 1 second catch could change the game entirely.
Denver Staines with the softest hands you've ever seen, plucking the ball right out of the air, gaining possession for his team. Gonna run into some aggressive point chasing again. Denver looking ultimately unimpressed as he's now running into the hoops. He's going to pass it off to number 73, Brad Connolly. A quick pass behind the hoops to Shalandra, right to Kitty, and he's going to slam
Beautiful dunk on the hoop by Guelph, I must say.
Guelph now up 30. And I know it's still early, but it looks like they might start to run away with this game.
I think it's still too early to say. Honestly, UDM gets a few good goals and things are back to being even. It's hard to tell.
As we hit,
like you said, sorry.
As we hit 17 minutes, Snitch is on pitch, which means in 1 minute time the Seekers will go out, and then it will be a very, very important beater game.
Yes, and like you said, like the idea of a tie in Quidditch is ambiguous because that Snitch is such an integral piece. It's the wild card that really determines who wins and who loses.
As we see a long shot by UDEM, just going just west of the hoop, not going to quite make the goal. Double whistle on the play. Head ref speaking to number 3, Ryan Yee, keeper on Guelph. Looks no call on the play. Remount, no harm done. And Guelph now going to move forward. We see a pick set by Lisa Tubb coming over from Royal City. Oh my gosh. Ryan Yee going to get tackled to the ground with a leg lift tackle. That's a double whistle on the play. Our view is a little bit obstructed, but it looks like Ryan Yee taking a knee. Not sure if he's injured or not. Likely will be coming off. That was a rough hit and a... There we go. That's a yellow card for number 32 on Université de Montréal for pushing a player out of the hard boundary. Ryan Yee taking it like a champ. Going, switching off, but I suspect that's not the end of him.
No, he looks unscathed and unscratched.
Seekers going out now. We're at an interesting point because UDM is currently down 30 points, which means if they catch, we can go into overtime.
Yes, that is very much a possibility.
For those of you who may be new to the sport, overtime works. It's a 5-minute hard time limit, and whoever has the most points at the end of the 5 minutes wins, or whoever catches the snitch and has the most points at the snitch catch wins. And I believe there is a 30-second seeker floor. The snitch starts on pitch, and the seekers come out after 30 seconds in the case of overtime. Overtime being relatively rare in the sport of Quidditch because you need to actually catch the snitch in order for it to happen.
So that would require UDM to catch the snitch before the game will go into overtime.
And as we see a bit of a tussle now for the Quaffle, it's going to be picked up by number 22, Brian Melchior, trying to walk through the defense. He's going to reset it back to Ryan Fox as the Seekers take the
released.
Pitch. We see number 14, Ryan Fox, one person in front of him. He's got green grass, and he's going to score. The game is now out of snitch range.
Yes, Guelph now with a clear lead of 4 points. At this point, even if UDM catches the snitch, it would still be a victory for Guelph.
So we see some interesting beater play going on, trying to disrupt the Quaffle carrier. It's going to go to the UDM keeper, who's going to take a run. Nicole Berdusco looking to make a stop.
He's running
through. He's going to fall
through.
to Brian Melchior to tie him up. It's going to go to Guelph chaser number 14, Ryan Fox, to pick it up behind the hoops and maintain possession. A little bit of a quick stutter step.
Fancy footwork from Fox on Guelph. Looking for the opening, looking for that breakaway to get down.
For a lane, and there's the lane. There's no Peters
going
in front of him. All he has to get past is that green headband as he's charging through two UDM players on him as they hit the ground. There's going to be a scrum for this ball now. Neither party looking like they want to let go as a beater comes to clear it out. We have a double whistle on the play.
Again, a lot of calls being made this game, but it's important to make sure that the plays are appropriate, correct, and being done properly.
That's a yellow card stacking to a red, which means ejection from the game. Not 100% sure on who it's been called against or what the offense is yet. It's a second yellow, upgraded to a red for a 2-arm wrap. That's going to mean ejection from the game and a 2-minute hard penalty in favor of Guelph. The power play going to Guelph. And there's going to be another point up for Guelph. Nice and easy as they are now taking a commanding lead and starting to run away with this game.
I must say, it'll be hard for UDM to catch back up, seeing as Guelph has BS. But again, it's still very possible with UDM having a shot on goal.
UDM, yeah, exactly. Quickly answering that goal. Still down. The goal now 40-80. No points now 40-80.
Yes, the goal now 40-80. So UDM can still bring it back, but it'll be tough to bring it back while Guelph has control of the bludgers and don't have to worry about that snitch on field.
Another point up for Guelph, and the Guelph bench just goes absolutely wild.
Another call being, yeah. It seems like Guelph is trying to run away with it, but that being said, UDM still could
the UDM goal called good?
come back with it.
We have 40. We have 40-90.
I'm like, I've been trying to keep hold, but I thought it was called no good.
Okay.
I didn't hear a whistle.
Oh, it's is it?
Is
Oh, 80-40?
80-40?
It might be 40. I'm like, I might have missed one while I was writing down calls and stuff.
Bit of deliberation on a inconsistency in the score here. We're going to get that settled out with the head ref right now.
Yeah, there'd be one in here. Yeah.
Is that counting the goal Guelph just got? Because we have 90-40 in favor of Guelph.
90-40 in favor of Guelph?
That's what we have, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
We'll go with that then. Thank you. Yeah, they get one.
Score check confirms the score is 90-40 in favor of Guelph.
And again, even though Guelph is behind, Guelph is ahead by 5 points, just 2 goals from UDM and a Snitch catch, and we are now in overtime. So it's still very much not decided yet, this game.
So we see some very aggressive seeker play coming from Michael Gomes, giving the Snitch no quarter, no mercy, diving in, and that's going to be another goal in favor of UDEM.
Yes, Guelph looking to tie up this game quickly before UDM can close a point differential. While you're seeing a lot of defensive seeking from UDM, wanting to extend the game, try to get more points, and try to go for either the overtime or for that sweet, sweet Snitch victory.
Brian Melchior running up the field, going to take a tackle, puts him in the air, and he kind of got spun around. He hurt his ankle earlier in the day, so that could be it for him. He's at least going to come off. Definitely, he got it taped up. It's just about mummified. Not 100% sure what's wrong, but impressive that he's on the field at all. Going to switch out in favor of keeper number 1, Denver Staines. The referee seemed to be deliberating, but whether or not that's an illegal tackle or whether that's an illegal tackle or not.
You have 20 seconds left. Yeah.
So score is now 50-90 for Guelph. Again, just one more score by UDM and a Snitch catch, and this goes into overtime. So still, even though Guelph is well ahead, it's still anyone's game.
And I think the predictions were correct from the earlier in the game. We're saying that now that the Snitch is out, we're seeing a lot more hero balling, a lot more single-person runs and drives, crashing the hoops, looking for a score, as there are so many more no-beater situations now that each team essentially has to commit a beater to the Snitch.
Yes, with the lack of beaters on both teams, like you're seeing a lot more aggressive plays, a lot more hero plays from the chasers on both sides.
UDM now down 2 chasers as number 4 receiving a card. No, going to be coming on, I suppose, negated by a goal. That's what it was. Yes, negated by a goal. So full strength, not full strength again, but almost. So we see number 100, Jeremy, having some quality alone time with the Snitch as UDM now returns to full strength. Guelph will play a dodge beat by number 4 chaser on UDM. Oh, the shot goes north of the hoops. It's going to get pounced on. There's going to be a bit of a pileup behind the Guelph hoops.
But UDM is hungry for this goal to tie things up and to get closer to possibly tying this game or even winning. Oh, UDM now secures bludgeon control once again.
Yes, it wouldn't be surprising to me if this game went on for a little while because the Snitch currently, notorious for being very difficult to catch, kind of excels in a lot of the different facets of snitching in terms of pushing people away, wrestling with the seekers, and in pure speed and agility.
Yes.
Very notorious Snitch for being difficult to catch and making games pretty long.
And then on top of that, you have also defensive seeking by UDM to try and slow down and stop the Guelph seeker from getting that Snitch catch.
But as we go back to the action behind the Guelph hoops, almost as soon as the pileup was resolved, a big hit by Daniel Longo on Guelph is going to cause another one. No beaters in sight.
No,
there are beaters. There are beaters in sight.
The beaters are wrapped up with the Snitch right now. The Snitch right now is the #1 priority because that is where the game is being made.
Yeah.
Points matter, but the Snitch is the end-all and be-all of Quidditch.
These, I've personally played in games where we've sat there in a pileup for 3 or 4 minutes because the Snitch game is just too important to take a beater away from.
Exactly. No one wants to risk it by going over and cleaning it up because if you go over and clean it up, next thing you know, Snitch is gone. So both teams being very conservative and playing with heavy emphasis on the Snitch right now, as they should be playing.
We see Riley Dwyer's a very dominant seeker coming out, looking to catch. Going to get interrupted by the UDEM seeker, who is now running defensive seeking trying to give his team a chance to come up one. As we see, finally the pileup is resolved behind the Guelph hoops. It comes out in favor of Guelph in the hands of Denver Staines, who's going to break 1 tackle, going to break 2 tackles, going to go behind the hoops. Long pass, no defender there as they chase it down. It's going to get picked up by UDEM. Resistance coming from Shalandra Wood, though, spinning out of the tackle as we see, a spinning out of another tackle.
UDM.
2 broken tackles by Denver, followed by 2 broken tackles by UDM. Still looking for that goal. It has not gone through the hoops yet.
One last shot for UDM, but it turns into another pileup.
With no beaters in sight, this one could last a while again.
Again, no beaters in sight because, again, the Snitch is just too important to let go. So this is a rare chance to see just pure beater-on-beater play with no interactions from the chasers. This is a very interesting sight.
Riley Dwyer's getting some alone time with the, so close, with the Snitch. That is something that you don't want when you're in UDEM's position. Is a dominant seeker like Riley getting the chance to just fight the Snitch on his own as we see the Quaffle come back up to half in the possession of Guelph. Tyrone Wagler passing to number 1. Denver Staines looking for an option. Ball up in the air. Is he going to run? Oh, he's going to block a beat, and he's going to toss it. There's no receiver there, and that's going to roll out of bounds. That's going to be a turnover for UDEM. Double whistle on the play here as the referees are going to deliberate. Seeker play not hearing the whistle.
Yeah, it's 1590. We have 9-5, yeah.
9-5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, no one scored in the last 4 minutes, so. I'm like, I've been listening for whistles.
Oh, that is some fierce wind over here in Hamilton. Oh, the hoop's been knocked over by the wind. UDM with the fast advance on the hoops. And it's good for UDM. They're now within Snitch tying range. So now the game has changed entirely. UDM's out looking for that Snitch catch to possibly tie the game and go into overtime.
Tyrone Wagler taking on almost the entire UDEM squad is finally going to be taken to the ground. Another double whistle on the play here. That's a yellow card for
UDM
5 on UDM. That's, I believe, for an arm grab or something to that effect in that, over the net contact. My apologies. In Tyrone's amazing run there, eventually take him to the ground. Looks like possession is going to go back to Guelph, and they're going to look to score off this to answer that recent goal by UDEM and further solidify their lead. As Tyrone is going to reset right in front of the hoops. This should be no problem for him to just hand through the hoop and get the point. See.
And false start from UDM.
Everybody's anticipating that whistle. And the whistle is blown. Tyrone Wagler putting it through the hoop.
And it's good.
Guelph solidifies their lead, now up 4 again.
Yes, UDM no longer within Snitch range. So UDM will, again, go back to that defensive seeking, trying to stop Guelph from securing the victory of the Snitch catch.
We see some that is a call. Double whistle. It's an injury on Matt McVeigh, beater on Guelph. I didn't catch 100% what was going on. I saw what looked like a pretty a tackle and some limbs flying, but I'm not 100% sure what the call is, if there is one at all, or if it was just an unlucky fall. He's going to be getting up.
He's getting off. All right.
Looks like he's just rattled, and he's a tough guy to take down. He's going to be back in this game if I were to put money on it.
Yeah, no, Quid players are tough stuff, Quid players.
Yeah, Zach McDonald subbing in for the injury. As we see a loose bludger and a few beaters around it. This is going to be an interesting contest.
pay attention to beater play right now. This will be a fun few seconds, folks.
And as we see in the Quaffle land, we see some aggressive point chasing from Brian Melchior. Look at it as run interference on the keeper on for UDEM, trying to keep their lead as high as they can, put up points, prevent them from scoring. You know how sports work.
How sports work, indeed.
No call on the play.
So yes, watch the beaters now. This will be interesting.
So we see a charge coming out from number 42 on UDEM. Gonna run into interference. It's gonna, Tyrone Wagler making an absolutely monstrous hit. Looks like number 42 hit his head on the way down. Might be going off for an injury. Blue 42, down set, Hut. That is an injury sub, number 4, BBB, on the back of the jersey, coming in now. Tyrone Wagler, definitely known as one of the biggest, the hardest hitters on Guelph. Strong rugby background, and he's a big farm boy. That's not much that scares him, not much that gets in his way. Brian Melchior coming up the pitch. There's green grass in front of him. He's got two people hanging off him. He just needs to get past them or make a pass. He's looking for an option. He's attempting to be stripped. Going to make a pass right to the feet of David Liver.
UDM once again with possession, running down the pitch, looking to get that fast goal to bring it back within snitch range.
It's up to David Liver. And there's going to be a
and
goal.
It's good. UDM is now within snitch range. It is 7-10 for Guelph.
No bludgers as David Liver takes up the pitch, looking to score, looking to again solidify that lead, taking it at range. He's spinning out tackles. He's breaking tackles. The shot is going to go north of the hoops. It's going to be recovered by number 99. There's no protection on that. That's not a keeper as it goes to the chaser. There's green grass. A lucky drop for Guelph as the ball is dropped, and there's a call on the play. Guelph very lucky that ball was dropped, or it looked like there were a couple people back for Guelph, but even a 2v1 in this kind of a situation is frightening at best. That's a blue card. That's a blue card to number 5 on UDM. Unsure what the call was for. But possession goes back in favor of Guelph. Now in the hands of Denver Staines, who's going to look. The beater, number 12, is too far behind. Denver is going to hammer it through the hoops. You know, before this play, we heard Guelph on the bench saying, we need a goal, and that's exactly what was just delivered to them. This is a team that's going to feed off of that energy as they solidify their lead even further. Again, taking it out of range. As Jeremy now has some alone time with Bunny, with the snitch. We see number 7 looking to take a shot. That's not a hoop. That's Denver Staines. He's going to catch it. Possession goes back to David Liver, who's going to look for a run before the new keeper is even subbed in. Going to break a tackle on number 8. Squaring up from number 6 on UDEM. One failed shot with a catch. One succeeded. Comes back to him like a yo-yo. And I believe that goal is good.
And the score is now 7-12 for UDM. Sorry, my apologies for Guelph. My apologies. The score is 7-12 with advantage going to Guelph.
Number 8 looking to make something happen, looking to bring their team closer to snitch range as the shot is just going to go wide. We're going to see Guelph, Jeremy, number 100, collapsing after a hard-fought fight with the snitch. We're saying this is a notorious snitch for being very difficult to catch, running seekers into the ground. As we see some passes behind the Guelph hoops. And the snitch is caught. It's in the hand of Riley Dwyer. Quick deliberation to see if this is ruled good or not.
There's a bit of a huddle here, so I'm like, look away for a second.
That's game. Catches good game. Final score 150-7 for Guelph. What an intense game. What an intense game.
That was incredible. Great game by both sides. That was very close right up until the end, with Guelph just slowly running away with it towards the end.
But that was such a tight first half of the game.
Yeah, the death pool is continues to tell us that there is it is full of surprises. We see Guelph finally getting their redemption, their retribution for that loss to UDEM at Eastern Regionals.
Over in Oshawa, yes.
Now this pool is again could be anybody's. Guelph now sitting with 2 wins in this pool, so it looks like they are at least a contender to be moved up to the first pool.
No, but pool of death indeed.
Commanding game, as we saw. Still, the score kind of ran away towards the end, but even before the Seekers went out, that was a very, very low-scoring game as far as Quidditch goes, and we can attribute that to the commanding defense from both of these teams. They build an absolute fortress in their end, and it is very difficult to get in and score. Of course, as the teams commit more beaters to the Snitch, we'll see more and more breaks in that armor be found because of the lack of beaters in general.
Exactly. Once beaters are on Snitch, you see a lot more holes in the defense that both teams capitalized on, which is why you saw the score getting higher and higher a lot faster as the game progressed.
Overall, a very good game from both. Guelph running away with the end, and we can attribute that to the strong Guelph hero ball. We saw a lot of that coming in the end. Guelph players with 2, 3, even 4 UDEM players on them, and still driving those legs. Head down, trying to make it to the hoop, hand through the hoop, and that is Guelph Quidditch to a T. That is what they do.
Yes.
Yeah.
So an excellent game. I've been Isaiah.
And I'm Calder Schweitzer.
And this is us signing off.